What's up, y'all? It's Kale with Plot Blaster. Got my help with me today, and we're putting out lime, trying to get the dirt ready for our spring food plots. We got our soil samples back a couple days ago. Tell them hey. Say hey.
Hey.
What are we doing?
Spraying with the Plot Blaster, and we got the lime with us today.
He's got that part figured out. But anyway, I'll throw the soil sample reports up there for y'all to look at too in the video. But
And see flowers on the way.
yeah, we got a few wildflowers growing in here, trying to get them to get up. But rain hasn't been really cooperating with us. That's why we still got a little time to get this lime out before we get our bean mix in. Kind of been in a race to get that done. I'm planting with a grain drill now, so it's a lot different for me. I used to be trying to get things in ahead of some moisture, and now you really got to wait on some moisture to get anything done. But y'all bear with us. I'm going to try to get out and show you a couple things on the spreader. It was a little tight getting it here. I got it loaded down pretty good, but we're going to try to get it all done today, and maybe as soon as we get a rain, we'll be ready to go in with some seed. And looking at this soil sample too, you'll see some stuff in there that's calling a fertilizer recommendation for these legume mixes. And I'm probably going to do all of that in one application. I'll probably do it right before I plant it, or right after I plant it, even pre-emergence. But that's going to take a blend. I'm going to have a co-op mix that up for me, and I'm going to get them to put some miners in there. If you'll notice on the soil sample, they're just calling for some copper and a couple other things. So I'm going to have them put some miners in with my fertilizer. Always check with your local co-op. You'll be surprised how helpful those guys can be, or a fertilizer dealer or distributor you have nearby. They'll help you out a lot with recommendations and getting these blends right for you. It may be easier for you to do something like that than just buying bag fertilizer over the counter. I do a lot of small micro plot stuff too, and we'll get into that later in the fall. But for spring and summer stuff and getting your dirt right, these soil samples are essential. This plot right here used to be clover. You can still see there's some out there, but it's going downhill pretty bad. It's several years old, and I was hoping to get a little bit more out of it, but we had a dry, hot summer last summer, and it just never really got back where we wanted it this fall and this spring. So we're going to go back in with some bean mix over it. When we take it out this fall, we'll be putting back some more clover. Yeah, so you can see a lot of what we're doing in here is strips. It's just strips I've got in this pine timber, and I do that to just kind of create a funnel through here, bring them back into this bigger kill plot. But clover is just about done, like I said earlier, so we're going to do something different with that. And I got everything sprayed, and the reason I'm using a manual spreader today is so I can slow down a little bit and it not go as wide in these strips. But man, it's a lot of work getting on and off the tractor as much as we're doing right now, and my helper is losing patience with it fast. Finally got it all out. Soil sample on this was called, I'm going to throw it up here for this little bit of commentary, but I took soil samples on the strips that I have in the trees, and you can expect that to be a little off. And I got soil samples on both plots, and the other plot on the other side over there. We're going to put about 7 acres of legume mix in. So I sent the soil sample off for legume mix, and in the strips, it was calling for 1.7 tons of lime to the acre. So that's about 2.5 acres of it. I just went ahead and put it out at 2 tons to the acre, and that gives you a little bit of room right there. And one of the plots was only calling for like 600 pounds to the acre, so we didn't even hit that this year. I'll hit it in the fall, or I'll get it next spring or whatever. That's just not too far off for me. It's kind of a production to get a big wagon out here like this. And you know, I've seen people in the past use bag lime and try to spread it with a spreader. I mean, if you really pull your samples, it takes so much of this stuff that it's just about, you really need to get you a spreader wagon to do any more than any amount of acreage anyway. So we got it out today. Fall plots are always a great time, but spring and summer plots are hard. It's hot and it's painful really, but you got to do it. And if for no other benefits, which there's tons of wildlife benefits, and some people we just want to, you know, feed their protein or whatever year round. You can do whatever you want to do. Supplemental feed's great too, but the biggest reason I like doing the summer and spring plots is because it gives you an opportunity to keep your dirt right, keep your soil samples right, keep your rotation going, and you're not fighting back a bunch of vegetation and weeds and just overgrowth whenever it's time to go in and put your stuff in the fall. So it's a lot easier to go through and spray it, burn down a legume mix stand, and then plant right back through it with no-till fall stuff. Liquid lime's also a good tool to use as a food plotter, and if you don't have time to make a permanent pH adjustment, you want to put something like that on, they can actually last through the duration of a growing period of some of your shorter term plots and some things that you're not going to have in for quite as long. You want to look at the days to maturity on something like that and look at the lasting benefits of a liquid lime. Some of it's going to be a little more dependent on rainfall with that type of a product than what we're using today as standard ag lime. But keep that in mind and see if you can implement some kind of way to use those too. But just try to get your soil samples if you can, and get your dirt right. That's going to be the foundation to having you good food plots and getting everything the way you want it in the long run. So your results are always going to depend on what your input is, and anything we can do to help or whatever, shoot us a comment, drop something in there. And hey, like and subscribe our videos too. If I can get enough YouTube subscribers up, then it'll allow me to post some of our product tags and stuff in our videos, and that'll help us a lot in the long run. So it's kind of what we're doing this for, and trying to get this content out there, and hopefully it's helpful to people, and we can grab up some viewers and some subscribers. If there's something you'd like to see, or something, any questions like that you've got, shoot me a message. Go to plotblaster.com and press the contact us. That email goes straight to me. So anything I can do to help you anytime, reach out to me. Appreciate y'all. Just gonna make one point too about ag lime versus liquid lime. I mean, most everybody knows, but ag lime and liquid lime are both forms of calcium, and we put them into our soil to adjust the pH levels and stuff like that. But just comparison here, food for thought. They both got a great place in the food plot world, and it's so awesome that we have liquid lime available to us now as food plotters. That's something that's come along over the last several years that really helps a lot of people if you're looking for quick results and stuff like that. But liquid lime comes in a jug and it's liquid. This stuff is, it's even grainier than sand. It's very heavy. Water is going to break down both of these through rainfall and moisture in the dirt, and that is going to take a lot longer to break down. So it's not going to activate as fast. It's not going to give you the quickest results, but it's going to last you a lot longer. So that's also maybe why it takes a little bit more of it to make such an adjustment. But anyway, just wanted to bring that up real quick too.